Do you think there's still a place for Themba Zwane, given how Sipho Mbule has been performing?
To be honest to you, Mshishi is one player that will always be on coach's plan. Beside that, he's been injured and whatever the case may be. But Mshishi, he's one player that you don't have to undermine him. He's always doing his best, and the position for Mshishi is always going to be there. The advantage that we are having with Masachev is that you can also play Masachev as a number 8 and then put Mshishi as a number 10. It's also going to give you another balance of the game because Masachev can also play as a number 8 and then Mshishi plays as number 10. It's all going to go back to the coach on the day that if he wants to play both of them or he wants to play one of them. But I still believe that even if he plays both of them and then still going to give him that edge in terms of creativity, in terms of attacking, in terms of scoring. You know, when you've got those players, for me, Mshishi is one player that will always, when I think about that number 10 role at this point in time, I'll always have Mshishi number 1 and then the rest will follow.
You talk about Mshishi, Khotman. Another player to talk about, I'd like to believe, who plays in that position, but can also play on the right, cutting into the left, Thembinkosi Lorch. Thembinkosi Lorch has been doing well, Lapene Algeria. He has to be one of the most important players in that league, not just for Wydad Casablanca. You saw what he did, go Club World Cup, even about Pep Guardiola were complimenting him just how he plays. Hugo Broos still doesn't believe in him because Hugo Broos go to Thembinkosi Lorch, but look at how concerned he is about Mshishi. Do you think Thembinkosi Lorch, given the performance Yagambule, and obviously Mshishi Uyapolo Yabuya, Relebohile Mfukeng, obviously another guy that's definitely going to make it into that squad, we hope. Thembinkosi Lorch, is there a place for him, Lapia? If you think there's a place for him, how do you fit him into that Bafana Bafana phone?
Look, to Thembinkosi Lorch, you'll always want to see him. He's been doing well. He's got experience. He's been in the game for a long time, for a long period. And he's doing he did very well in the Club World Cup. And he's also still doing well in his team. In Wydad. So you're going to the AFCON, you will need a player like that, And another advantage is that with how Hugo Broos wants to play when he uses those fullbacks in that spaces when we attack. If you want to play Mshishi, you can play Mshishi and play Lorch. Lorch, when we defend, he will go to the width, to close the space in the width. And then when we've got the ball, then he can come inside and then have a combination play with Mshishi, we do Froster, we do Apolise. When you've got that 1, 2, 3, and then Frostala, I'm telling you, you're gonna cause a damage. Trust me, you're going to cause a damage. With the experience of Lorch, I'm telling you, you need that experience again in that team. So for me, I can play him. I won't go Abo Moremi, Abo Mfukeng, Abo Makhalwa, that I think also Makhalwa, he deserves also to be given a chance as a winger. I think he's got good players in attacking zone. And with that experience of Lorch and the experience of Mshishi, it will help him. I think if can, you don't need to have all the load to Mshishi, all the load to Masterchef, all the load to Gutebza. There are players that they can come in also and help them, to reduce that weight in their shoulders. So I think and I believe that, if he can add to Lorch in that team, he can play as a number 10 Lorch. He can play as a winger again, Lorch, cutting inside, you creating that width again for Umudao or for Mudiba or Basadini on the left side, whoever that coach he will prefer to play on that left side. But one thing that I've seen is that Lorch, he can be a key player. He can be a key player in the team. How coach Hugo Broos wants to play in the system where he wants to see his fullbacks going up. And when they go up, those fullbacks, that means now the wingers, they need to cut inside. And of which Apolise is doing it very well. And Lorch can do that again. So having Mshishi backing them up from behind, I think we're going to have a very strong attacking.
Hodman, given all that Hugo Broos has said about Thembinkosi Lorch, I mean, the guy has proven to all of us that he's still unyoso, you know. He's proven to all of us that Usase important and he still has a lot to offer where football is concerned. Kandimela Zayinzin for Hugo Broos to finally say, okay, let me call you and give you a shot. Or should he just forget? Do you think it's even going to happen for him?
No, look, it's you know, sometimes to be a coach, it's not an easy thing to do. And again, you need to look at how you started to build your team, how you gave faith to the players that you've got now, and you know it's not an easy thing to do really. That yes, a player is doing very well. Now you need to add him in your team. That's not an easy thing to do. You know, it needs a really you know, to take a really strong decision based on that, because if you look at his team, he's been consistent with his team. He's been consistent with his players. And I don't think that there's any coach that will want really to add, you know, especially at this crucial time where everyone wants really to see the team doing very well. It's not an easy thing. So, but look, we're putting Coach Hugo Broos in a very awkward position, in a very difficult position to make a decision when it comes to Lorch, you know, and how he will want Lorch to play in his team, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, coach's decision, we need to respect that. We need to respect that. We need to love that, because whatever decision that he's going to take, it based on the success that he wants for South African football. That means SAFA and Bafana Bafana. So yes, we love Lorch. I love Lorch. And also, look, when he's doing very well, I will talk. Like any other player who's doing very well. You know, I'm just gonna hint a bit with one player that I think also deserve a chance. I don't know how things are going. Or Campbell, that is playing in Belgium. He was playing the Champions League. So, you know, those players, when you watch them playing in their teams, you'll always want to see them in the national team. But remember that, you know, in the national team, you have to build your team. And you must have that core that will carry you. And I think Coach Hugo Broos did very well in terms of having his core and keep those players in that national team. And those players, you know, those are fruitful, that are giving him something to eat and talk about today, because, you know, sometimes as a coach, you don't have to listen to anyone, you know, and take advice to everyone. You know, yes, listen and make sure that whatever decision that you take, you know that, you know, it's the best interest of the country. And so far, I think Coach Hugo Broos, that one thing that he's trying to do, and he's actually not that he's trying to do, that I believe that he's doing it very, very well.